Indie games have always been my biggest escape for me. Not sure why, but whenever I get done with a hard day at work, get exhausted with some household chores, or in the simplest terms, my anxiety or depression starts acting up, I always go to my library of games and pick the smaller titles. Now, of course, they become some of my favorite games due to this. I love Super Meat Boy, They Bleed Pixels, Game Story, Shovel Knight, and the Shantae series. An indie showcase is certainly due for me, but there was one game that caught my attention when it started releasing, and that came in the form of Celeste. I got it on Switch since Nintendo systems have always been my go-to for the indie scene, but the ability to play it anywhere would be appreciated. What made it catch my eye is the nature of the game. The game centers around a girl who has depression and is very prone to panic attacks. I'm jumping ahead a bit, but I relate to her immediately. I've been suffering from anxiety and depression for years now, so playing as a character with these kind of issues makes it feel kind of personal. Now, the girl can be called anything you want, but her actual name is Madeline, so we'll use that name for the video. Across her hike on Celeste Mountain, she'll meet some interesting faces. One of them is an aspiring photographer named Theo, and another is an inner demon who gets released from a mirror. And damn it, I hate this bitch only because the relationship between Madeline and her dark self is one-to-one how depression is like. And I just want to punch her in the face, damn it. And I have to say, Madeline is a total wisecrack. Other characters she comes across, mostly this old lady and this creeper, she gets so sarcastic when someone says something weird or when they talk down to her. I love her so much. Let's talk presentation, and damn it, does this game look downright gorgeous. No matter the time of day it conveys, you'll get a color-filled marble that makes it so realistic. A sunset setting will feel like a sunset through the uses of oranges and reds. The night sky is pretty dark with some gray smudges for clouds. It makes the world feel so alive, with such a simple art design. Not a lot of games could achieve the Atari-looking sprites and LES-styled landscapes. In fact, the only game I can really think of that perfectly did this was They Bleed Pixels, looking back at it. But the game still uses it and makes it pop well, and the character portraits for cutscenes are drawn very well too. One thing the game excels at, however, is the soundtrack. Talk about a relaxing set of music tracks that make every mistake feel less distressing. Some tracks are also really unsettling to fit the depressing moments, and some are really energetic tunes for those tough challenges. Holy shit, Cosmic Marios, holy shit, get away from me, you filth! I guess that's a good segue to the gameplay, isn't it? The game has a lot of similarities to other indie games. Super Meat Boy is probably the most obvious comparison, but that's just in mechanics alone. Madeline is much slower compared to Meat Boy, and her jumps have some good weight to them. The two things that make the game interesting are the climbing and the dashing. You're on a mountain, so climbing and wall jumping is what you'll be doing for most of the game, and it can get crazy with the level design. Go on the other side of this platform, dash to that platform while the wind is moving, hit the diamonds at an angle so you don't kill yourself at the insta-kill spikes. You also can't stay on walls for too long, otherwise you start losing stamina and slide off. It's fairly standard like that for the beginning, but you get a few chapter-specific mechanics, like elevators or these dark matter-looking bubbles that boost you as well as refresh your dash energy. My favorite are these platforms that turn into this cosmic-looking stuff. It's just so cool to look at, and when you dash through them, it's just a spectacle. During the game, you'll get to some cutscenes that allow Madeline to confront her panic attacks, and one of the moments is Theo telling Madeline to imagine a feather and having her breathing keep it afloat. And it's not just a cutscene, you actually interact with this, and it really is relaxing. I actually need to remember this method whenever I start getting uneasy at work. Celeste is probably the best game I've played this year. Amazing level design, great characters, heartwarming story, and just so great to explore in. I didn't even get to the collectibles either. One of them are the B-tapes that take you to a hard variation of the specific level, and strawberries which only give you a specific ending. I don't even think there's a best ending, just get enough for a good ending and then you're good. Doesn't mean I didn't spend a long time on certain strawberries. I need the challenge, damn it! Even though this game is already kind of challenging, but you know. Really, if you haven't played Celeste yet, just buy it already. It is well worth the price with the story and gameplay alone. I really needed to get this game out of the way, but next time, I'm going to be playing Sly 3, Honor Among Thieves. I'll play with you guys then.